Welcome to Texas, and let me start by saying that this is not the video we intended to shoot originally. We thought there would be warm, sandy beaches, we'd be chilling.
There are sandy beaches, but they're cold AF thanks to the fact that an Arctic blast is hitting Texas, meaning that the temperatures are lower than they have been in literally a century.
The real question here is, what does Lois and Clark think about all this? I'm pretty sure they prefer warmer weather too. So, I guess if we have to suck it up, our two pets have to suck it up. Ready? Step one in all of this cold, crazy madness is to get the propane filled, because we're going to need that for heat, for cooking, and I imagine worst case scenario, the power goes out. If the power goes out, you're kind of screwed if you don't have propane, because propane is how you're going to stay warm. We've got one tank that's completely full, and we've got another that's nearly empty. Okay, looking at the gauges, this tank is full, and this is my empty tank. I'm going to turn the propane off. As soon as I turn my propane off, it automatically flipped over to the full tank. Now I've got to take off this cover here so I can access the tank beneath it. Now I've got two wires that hook to the gauges and the electronic monitoring system. I'm going to disengage those two cables, and then I'll just unscrew this right here, and then I'll be able to safely remove the tank. Now the truck's loaded up, let's go to the other campground and refill our propane. All right. Oh, it's a significantly heavier now. It's a good thing I've been working out. I've not been working out. Okay.
I'm getting your workout in now.
Yeah. There we go. Feel good about that. Let's go in and pay for that tank of gas, and then we'll be off.
Now that we have our propane, so fingers crossed we don't freeze to death, it's time to head to the grocery store and stock up on supplies. Because just in case the bridges freeze from the beach to the main city where we are at, it's super important we have food and don't starve. Have I mentioned our truck really needs a bath? Although we didn't know it at the time, this would be the last time we would see fully stocked produce shelves for the next week or two. But even though we were stocking up for Snowgeddon, it didn't change the fact that we were on the hunt for locally sourced produce and American-made goods. We'll make some of these. When we're in Texas, we love to go to H-E-B because they're pretty obsessed about supporting local too, which we love. That being said, most grocery stores do have a local produce section. You just have to look for it. So, next time you're there, check it out. Oh yeah! As Floridians, we're pretty familiar with emergency grocery runs thanks to hurricane season. But we were shocked to find that in Texas, the booze shelves seem to stay intact. Maybe this wasn't going to be so bad after all? One of the items on our list was hot chocolate. This is what Daniel found instead. No, there isn't anything new we need to tell y'all, but Since we're gonna have to work off of our fresh tank, we need to stock up on baby wipes just in case we don't get a shower for a few days. After turning over just about every single freaking one of these packages, this is the only one we can find made in America. So good job, Hill Country Essentials. We're loading up. After loading up on the essentials plus a few, it was time to check out. As we tossed the groceries on the conveyor belt, I remember thinking that we probably overdid it for just a few days of cold weather. Boy, am I glad we did. If you haven't Googled the shopping cart theory, just Google it. But seriously, put your shopping cart away. Now that we've got all the groceries, it's time to head back to the Airstream so we can start prepping her to be ready for the next couple of days of insanely cold weather.
All right. Now we've got a full propane tank. It's time to hook it up. And that way, we'll have 2 of these puppies that are completely full.
At this point, you probably know what major supply run we missed. Don't want to miss watching our freezing misery? Subscribe to our channel. Part 2 will premiere on Sunday.
Crap, made a mistake there. I have to put the cover on before I screw this down. Otherwise, this like spinny whooshy thing here is underneath this piece and needs to be on top of that piece. So shame on me. I'll get this fixed.
Seriously, it's not even officially freezing outside yet, and that wind is painful. Luckily, we can watch Daniel fix this from inside where it's warm. Yay! Good job, Daniel.
Time to bring in the groceries.
Now that the magic fairies have put the groceries away and cleaned the Airstream, it's time to continue our preparations for freezing cold weather, because today is our very last day to get it done before it's too late. Basically, what we've learned now that we've been Googling the crap out of what to do in freezing temperatures in an RV is you treat it kind of like you would if you were boondocking. Because you have to assume, A, the power may or may not last, and B, that everything's gonna freeze. So you can't really rely on your water source. So, step 1, we're gonna fill up our freshwater tank. Time to face the cold. But we gotta unlock the door first. Hey Google, what's the temperature in Surfside Beach?
The temperature in Surfside Beach right now is 43 degrees.
Not too bad. We'll survive today.
All right, it's time to take care of some of the external preparations. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill the freshwater tank, which is right behind this door right here. Since I have the freshwater going in over here, I'm gonna turn the water off. I'm gonna add this little thingamadoogie here. I'm not sure what you call it, but you can find it in our Amazon store. And then I'll use this thing to fill the freshwater tank. This is also one of my favorite things that I've purchased just recently. I've got a splitter here on the hose. I've got the blue hose, which takes care of the fresh water. And I've got this red hose, which takes care of the flush line, which is basically what I use to clean the poop tank or black tank or whatever you want to call it. Kind of cool, never crossed my streams. Got to split out here. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna turn off the fresh water. Next I'm gonna disconnect the city line here. There's a little bit of water pressure, or it's cold, so my brain's not working as quick as it normally would. There's a little bit of water still left in the line, so when I unhooked it, it sprayed everywhere, and it's too cold to be spraying water everywhere. Way too cold. Okay, I think we're good. Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna attach this thingamadoogie here. That's the technical term for it. So you can Google thingamadoogie and this will pop up. Next, I'm gonna unscrew the cap here to the freshwater tank. Insert it into the hole here. That should work. Next step is to turn the water on. And then it should just miraculously fill the tank over the next like 10 or 15 minutes or so. That's not an accurate time. I'm just spitballing here. I think it's about that long.
That's where our fresh water for the next series of days are coming from.
5-second rule here. 1, 2, 3.
Oh my god, it's so gross.
4, 5. We're good. All right, we got this rigged here. Okay, so maybe this accessory isn't like ideal, but it does make it a little bit easier. And I'm not sure exactly how to hold it here because I have to go from here to there.
Let's just make this a two-man job.
Okay, so.
I'll hold the freaking thing.
Okay.
This is gross.
Okay, water's on. Any spillage yet?
Nope, we're good.
Okay, that's good because getting wet when it's like 30 something degrees, not recommended. 0 out of 5 stars. Would not recommend.
It's still only 40 something degrees.
It might as well be 0. Floridian.
Can someone please leave a comment below telling Daniel what a pansy he is being right now? Because that would be really awesome. Speaking of, Daniel.
All right, confession here. Maybe in a previous boondocking video, all better. We'll just pretend that didn't happen. That didn't happen. We can fix it on the editing floor. Nobody needs to see this.
I'm not fixing that.
So basically, oh my gosh, this is so bad. So basically I talked about leaving the freshwater valve open at the bottom, and I did. And if you can see, there's a pool here of water because I didn't close the valve on the fresh tank. Step 1, close the valve on the fresh tank.
So you're still pumping water into a tank that's open.
Yeah. And I've got an X-Shock, which is great for stability purposes, but it also doesn't allow me to access that valve very easily.
You're still pumping water into an open tank, goofball.
No, this is gonna happen here.
RV gymnastics, courses 101.
I got this. Nailed it. This is literally exactly what you would do if you're a newbie with no experience. This is so bad. Okay. Yeah, no problem. A little mud in the cold. Never hurt anybody. I meant to do that. That was real.
I think we've laughed hard enough to forget about the cold though.
That's true.
So that's a win. So while we let Daniel's brain de-thaw and the freshwater tank fill, we have to show you how cool this is. So one of the best things about the Airstream app is that even without being inside, we can see how much of our freshwater tank is actually full. So on here you can see that we're at 26% as of right now. So that was after Daniel closed the valve to allow it to actually fill up, and it's continuing to go up. So we can monitor it remotely without having to go inside and get the floor muddies.
What just happened was a little bit embarrassing, and it made me want to come inside and actually grab a beer. And I'm just gonna sit here in the warmth and wait for the tank to fill while I monitor the tank levels from the dashboard inside here. Once it's close to full, I'll go back outside, I'll turn it off, and all will be well with the world, and we'll have a fresh, full tank of water.
Look, we're at 80%. We're getting close. Snack break.
Mm-hmm. It takes a while to fill the tank, so after hydration, you need some substance.
Substance?
Mm-hmm.
Sustenance.
Sustenance. Sustenance. Local spicy Texas hummus, 5 out of 5 stars. Unlike that freshwater tank fill I just showed you guys. You should probably go to the manual for that or ask a friend. Don't follow this video. That was an example of what not to do.
Oh gosh, it did 100%.
Problem is we should have been out there sooner because now we have to worry about it overfilling, and that was not good. That was a rookie mistake.
We are not winning at the freshwater tank game.
Nope. Nope. So, true story, it said 100% and it's still filling. So, clearly there's a little bit of room left past 100%. I should probably close it. Oh, you see that catch? Cat-like reflexes? Okay. This way's closed. That was not intentional. Okay, well, I'm gonna close this off. We're gonna pretend like we didn't see any of that. And now we're good to go. Since it's going to be freezing tomorrow morning, I'm gonna disconnect the freshwater hose completely. I'm gonna make sure to turn the water off this time. No splashes. Okay. I'm gonna do this very slowly because I don't want to get wet again. It's cold. Okay, there we go. A little bit's dripping out. Nice. Perfect. Now I'm gonna make sure all the water is drained from this hose before I store it. Okay, one of the really cool things is I have 2 Craftsman bins. I have one for my clean storage, which is like my fresh hose and accessories. And I have one for my dirty storage, which is like my sewer hose, Sewie Pig, that's where he sleeps when we're traveling, and a few other things as well. I'm gonna lift this up and drain as much water as possible. Don't want any water in this hose when I store it because it will freeze. This is the official process. If you ever go to airstream.com and search like how to drain a water hose, you would not find any of this, and that's okay. There we go, just like that. I recommend 2 arm lengths when draining a hose.
You get that hose, babe.
Just like that. Easy peasy. Now I'll store it in the back of the truck with the rest of the supplies. The freshwater tank is 100% filled, and we are ready to boondock in a winter storm. We're on to dumping the tank. We're gonna dump the black tank first, and then we're gonna dump Lauren's tank, or the gray water tank, whatever you wanna call it. We're dumping the tanks because they can freeze. This unit is equipped with tank warmers. To be 100% honest with you, I don't necessarily know if it warms like all the tanks or just fresh tank. So just to be safe, I want to dump all the tanks before we unplug from everything, which is what we're going to do, so that we don't have anything going into the Airstream. When the freeze comes, then at that point, fingers crossed, hope everything pans out okay. Sewie Pig's been here keeping guard, but I need to see the tanks drain. So I got this clear joint here. Yeah, we won't do any close-ups of me dumping the black tank though. We're gonna skip that part. So far so good.
While we wait on the tanks to drain, our game plan is to get anything that we're gonna need for the next couple of days while it's cold out of the truck and get it moved into the Airstream. Okay, so I'm planning on doing my morning workouts in the Airstream, so I'm gonna need my Airstream yoga mat. And also, one of the things that we read about online is it's really important to bring all of your electronics inside. The cold, when it gets to freezing temperatures, can actually damage them, so we're pulling those in too. Our massive camera bag. We'll do this as a first load. Another thing we're gonna get out of the car is our paper plates and utensils. Because similar to boondocking, since we're gonna be living off of our fresh water tanks, we want to use as little water to wash dishes as possible. And I've been running out of dry shampoo. So we'll take that in too. All right, now that we've got the stuff out of the truck that we're gonna need, let's take a look at the outdoor shower. Because similar to all the other hoses, it has the potential to be able to freeze, so we gotta figure out what to do with that. Keys, please, sir. Thank you. All right, so, oh, this looks really easy. It looks like you could just like unscrew this. Oh, except that I'm turning the water on, so done. Yeah, the water disconnected. Would it come out of the fresh water maybe? Or you think it's like, I don't have a clue. Okay, Dee, I'm not having any luck with unscrewing this. Will you swap with me?
I am certain it comes off because I know that you can replace these hoses, but ain't nobody got time for that. It is way too cold out here. I think the new game plan is maybe we'll just like pack it in here with like a towel or something to try to keep it warm or insulated somehow. It doesn't come off. Or it does, we're just not gonna take it off. Now that the tanks have been drained, I'm going to disconnect the hose. This is the flush hose. It's hard to do this because I've got a pair of leather gloves underneath these rubber gloves. I'm not exactly sure if that's the right way to do it, but I didn't have any other gloves and I couldn't just wear the rubber gloves because it's freaking cold. And my face is going numb. I imagine this is what it's like to have your face shot up with a bunch of Botox. I can't feel anything right now. I'm not used to this. Probably gonna start drooling on myself here pretty soon. It's that cold. I don't necessarily know if I should like disconnect it completely and put it away. Kind of a pain in the butt to set up with all the tracking system. So I think what I'm gonna do is just disconnect it and cap it off. And I'm just gonna leave it there and hope for the best. Okay. There we go. So cap's on the Airstream here. I've got a cap on my sewer hose. I think that's it. I've got Sewie Pig here. I've got a little piggy. I feel like this guy needs a name, don't you? We named our flamingos based on comments that we received, and we ultimately settled on Lois and Clark. But I feel like little piggy here needs a name. So if you can think of a really cute name for this piggy, leave it in the comments section below. And the top 3 best names, we'll do a poll, and all 3 of you can select an item from our Wanderlocal store, and we'll get to you for free. And then we'll have to think of something really cool for the winning name. So help us name this little piggy. Feel pretty good about that. I'm sure there are some other steps we're supposed to cover, some things we were probably supposed to do. We probably screwed some things up. But we did everything based on the knowledge that's in our brains, which at times is not a lot, and some Google searches. We'll just have to see how it goes.
Now that we're back inside, where it's nice and warm thanks to the furnace. If you haven't seen our video where we do a walkthrough of our entire Airstream, there's a full wraparound furnace in here, and it makes it nice and super toasty in here. Thankfully, we are now officially set up. We have 2 full propane tanks, empty gray and water tanks, and our fresh water is completely full. So now, so that we can keep the Airstream warm, one of the things that we need to do is shut all the blinds, and then it'll pretty much just be time to wait. We're definitely gonna miss having this pretty view, but it's worth it to be warm. So if we didn't have these heavy duty blinds, one of the things that we would need to do for winter camping is get something to insulate between our windows. But we're hoping that this will be enough. If it's not, we'll have to get some kind of insulation that goes behind this. All right, last look at the ocean.
Very last thing I can think of is to turn on the tank heater pads. And that's it. That's all you have to do. Push button, Heater pads are on.
So now it's just time to hang out and wait, because it's definitely supposed to start snowing tonight. We kept things simple for dinner tonight and just simply stuck some vegan hot dogs in the oven. So cheers to that.
And checking the weather, it's currently 36, and there's a 100% chance of snow this evening. That's fine. Winter is coming. Airstream's making some weird noises right now. I don't know what that is.
I think honestly, it's just that the wind is really picking up. It's now like in the mid to low 30s, and we're only a few hours away from when snow's supposed to be happening. Can you hear that? Yeah, I think the wind is just moving a lot. Should be an interesting evening. Oh my goodness. It looks like it could be happening. Oh yes, I can see this now! Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you?
I know I should probably be a little bit panicked because I haven't been around a lot of snow in my life. Pretty super excited, actually.
Oh, the joy of watching snow fall. It's easy to feel excitement when you're bundled up and sitting in a balmy 60-degree Airstream with the power on. This would be the last night we would enjoy this for a while. From here, freezing madness ensues, where we pay for our newbie mistakes. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get notified when part 2 of this insane Airstream adventure launches this Sunday. It's going to be a freezing good time.